Hello, welcome to today's class. I'm Balraj, and in today's video I will discuss Pratityasamutpada. This is a very important topic of the Buddhist philosophy, and since it is so important, I feel that it can be of some use in the art and culture segment also. Moreover, you might have observed that in the civil service mains exam, UPSC is asking a lot of philosophical essays these days. So it might be of some use in future in one of the upcoming essays. And of course, it is important for the philosophy optional paper. So let's start the video. I think all of us have heard the story that Lord Buddha was troubled by the sight of disease, old age and death, and he wanted to look for a solution to these worldly problems. And so he left his home and he looked for a solution. So it was Pratityasamutpada that he found as the solution to the worldly problems. So now this theory of Pratityasamutpada is also called the theory of dependent origination, and this theory is so important that it is considered the quintessence of almost all the teachings of Buddhism. So now let us look at the meaning of Pratityasamutpada. So Pratitya means in the presence of something, and Samutpada means that something originates. Now this theory of Pratityasamutpada is so important that we can deduce almost all the important teachings of Buddhism from it. For example, the concept of momentariness or kshanikvad can be understood if we understand the theory of Pratityasamutpada. We can also understand the concept of karma in Buddhism, and we can also understand the concept of anatmavad or the concept that there is no soul. Arth kriya karitva means something can be considered real only when it has the power to produce an effect. So it's actually called Arth kriya karitvam lakshanam sat. And sanghatvad means that matter is actually unreal because it is momentary. I'll explain all these concepts a little later. So according to Pratityasamutpada, everything in the world is impermanent, and it is impermanent because everything is relative, everything is dependent, and everything is subject to origin and destruction. But according to Buddhism, nothing is completely destroyed and nothing is permanent. So it's called that everything lies in between eternalism and nihilism. Nihilism means that something is completely destroyed. So you might have heard this term called middle path. A lot of times we use it in our everyday conversation that I'll adopt the middle path. So actually what it means is, it means that something is neither eternal nor it is destroyed completely. So this is the concept of middle path in Buddhism. So now let us look at where this concept of Pratityasamutpada can be found in the noble truths. So this can be found in the second and third noble truths. So the second noble truth is dukkha samudaya, which means that there is a cause or a reason for the sufferings. And the third noble truth says that it is possible to bring the sufferings to an end. So it is called dukkha nirodh. So before I explain the theory, I want you to look at this 12-spoked wheel. So this is also called the Sansar Chakra or the Janam Maran Chakra or the Dharm Chakra or the Pratityasamutpada Chakra. So before divulging into the main tenets of the Pratityasamutpada Chakra, let us have a broad overview of the process. So one of the main reasons why Pratityasamutpada theory came into being was to find out the reasons for our sufferings. So an important reason for our sufferings is that we take birth. So now why do we take birth? We take birth because of our will to be born. And why do we have this will? We have this will because of our attachment to the worldly objects. So now why do we cling ourselves to the worldly objects? This is because we want to relish or enjoy the worldly objects. And why do we have the desire to relish the worldly objects? This is because of the fact that we have sense experiences. So now why do we have sense experiences? We have sense experiences because of the sense organs that we have. That is because of the five sense organs. But in Buddhism we talk about 6 sense organs, and this is because mind is also considered a sense organ in Buddhism. So due to our 6 sense organs, we become a psychophysical organism, and this happens because of the initial consciousness that we have as an embryo. And this initial consciousness arises because of the impressions of the karmas that we have done. So why do we have these impressions? These impressions occur because of our ignorance. So ignorance is the main cause of sufferings according to the theory of Pratityasamutpada. So now we will look at the Pratityasamutpada Chakra in detail. Pratityasamutpada can be mainly understood as a theory of causation, and it has 12 causal links that I have drawn in a circle here, and among these 12, 2 are related with our previous life and 2 with future life, and the remaining with our present life. So let us look at it in detail. So now you can look at these 12 causal links either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So if we start from Jara Maran, that is old age and death, then we have rebirth, and this is because of bhav or the tendency to be born again, and this is because of upadan or the mental clingings or the mental attachment that we have to the worldly objects, and this happens because of trishna, which is the craving to enjoy the worldly objects, and this happens because of vedana or sense experiences that we have, and these sense experiences are because of sparsh, that is contact by the senses, and this happens because of the 6 sense organs that we have, including mind, which is called sadayatan, and this happens because of our being a mind body organism. This is called namrup, and this happens because of vigyan or the initial consciousness of the embryo, and this happens because of impressions or sanskars, and this happens because of avidya or ignorance. You can also look at it from this side. So if you look at it from ignorance, because of ignorance there will be impressions, and because of impressions there will be vigyan, and because of this there will be namrup, and because of this there will be sadayatan, and because of this there will be sparsh, and due to this we will have vedana, and due to this we will have trishna, and then we will have upadan, and due to this we will have the tendency to be born again, and then we will be born again, and then we will again have old age and death. So you can look at it either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So this is an important explanation of the 12 causal links of the Pratityasamutpada.